Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 52nd episode of the Morning Chisme. Sister, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing good.
52 weeks
I know.
of doing the pod, which is kind of crazy, considering.
It is kind of crazy because we are giver-uppers.
Yes, I give up at any sign of like confusion, stress. If I get even over like a tiny little, like over like stimulated, I'm out.
Yeah, same.
I just like don't like doing things that make me like annoyed, uncomfortable, sad.
I just don't like doing things.
Me neither. I'm honestly like, I love just like chilling.
Yeah.
Chilling. Watching a good TV show, watching Love Island. Oh my God, Love Island.
I know. We have started every podcast episode of Love Island talking about Love Island, even though that's like our last topic. But we're like so obsessed. Like, I'm in the crack of Love Island.
I know.
I'm deep in there.
Yeah, I'm at the inside the butthole.
Yeah.
It's because it's like, I love that it's every day.
It's crazy though because it's so addicting, but not really enjoyable because it pisses me the fuck off.
It's like
this morning I literally had to go touch grass because I was like, I'm so annoyed.
These past couple of episodes have been rage bait, honestly.
Yeah.
And I also have to remember to touch grass. Like, I'm like, okay, it's not that serious. Why are you so fucking angry?
I know.
Relax.
I know.
But I am passionate about my TV.
Yeah, no, very passionate.
So
this season of Love Island has definitely been not like last season.
No.
I definitely want to fight some people.
Absolutely.
Multiple people, actually.
Yes.
At this point, I'm getting on a jet ski and going to Fiji.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's some unlikable people this season.
Austin.
To be quite honest, there's not a lot of people that are likable. Like, it's literally like far and few between.
I know.
Like, it's like they found some really flawed people and put them in the fucking villa. And honestly, at the same time though, I'm like, damn, I would go a little crazy too if I was no phone, no music, no outside world, filmed all day every day in a bikini up my ass. I would be so annoyed.
I really do want to know how they don't bloat. Like, not one bitch has been bloated once.
Well, they are skinny as fuck, all of them.
I understand, but do skinny people not get bloated? Is that the price you get for being skinny? Because if that's the case, I will be skinny.
I mean, the thing is, they probably bloat, but not in like a small, like they're in their version of bloating, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's like a gift.
Honestly, my biggest fear would be like, I hate being perceived. So like my constant issue in the villa, if I was ever given the chance, obviously not because I'm 30 and I'm not going to go to Love Island, but like would be, what is everybody thinking about me? And how are they portraying me on this fucking bitch?
That's not even, no. Me, it would be like, something's going to hurt my tummy.
Oh shit.
And or I will be constipated for the 6 weeks that I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of wild.
And then I have to wear a bikini.
Does anyone have their periods?
I don't know.
Like,
at this point, I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of quiet time. Quiet time is so, like, I can't imagine being filmed all fucking day and not being able to be on my phone and like doom scroll in silence.
Yeah, you really do give up a lot when you go on Love Island.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to the Islanders.
Yeah.
Because it could never be me.
Yeah,
like,
truly.
That's like a social experiment that I don't think I could ever do. That's just like literally not for me. Like, first of all, I'm not skinny.
Yeah, no.
Second, you know, I could probably eat the same thing every single day though. I could
for
do that.
6 weeks.
Yeah, I could. I'm a repeater. I'm a repeater for sure. I'm a bloater.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I am someone who doesn't go to the bathroom in strange places, so I would not shit for 6 weeks.
Oh my God. That would be crazy. Honestly, I think for me, it's just like my anxiety would be so high. Like, what is everybody thinking? Am I the villain? Or like, what's gonna happen next? You have no like recollection of time. Like, nothing makes sense. You're still in this bitch all the time. The fact that you can't talk to, like, let's say you're coupled up with someone, you can't talk to that person off camera unless you're like literally in the bed. That would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
I just think that like I would be so fucking loose-lipped too. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Because it's like at that point you're just aggravated. Yeah, it's such a social experiment.
I would probably give up. Like,
if it wasn't filmed,
out, like, just please, like,
if it wasn't filmed, it would be kind of cool to live through that. Like, can I live without my phone for 6 weeks?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, I don't think that I could.
No, I don't think you could either. That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, I don't think I could either.
Yeah.
But like,
no, and like, quite frankly, I don't want to. So like, I'm just not going to.
Why would I do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, with Love Island, like, you're winning $100,000 with another person.
Also, 100 grand is not enough.
Yeah. So like,
I needed 200.
Yeah. Like,
and then like, what if they don't split it with me?
Yeah. Or what if I don't win? And I did all this for nothing.
Yeah. Well, everybody gets like some sort of little fame. You know, Jeremiah just hit like 1 million followers on TikTok. And I'm just like, Jeremiah, you are like so 9 months ago. I'm so over him. Like, so much has happened since he left.
Just left.
Yeah, but like so much has happened since he's left that I'm just like, you're not even part of this anymore. Like, my mind doesn't even think of you when I think of Love Island, you know?
Yeah, that was so June. It's July now.
Yeah, it's July. Please.
Get with it, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. We were supposed to talk about our weekend, but honestly, I just watched Love Island.
Well, yeah. I've watched Love Island and really just, like, fucking been cooking outside pretty much.
It is so hot.
I would like to just say, if you live in Houston, please do not try to start a conversation with someone else while you're outside. Like, we are fucking trying to not fucking die outside.
Melt.
I know. I did run 6 miles on Monday.
That's insane in this heat. Honestly, it's like 30 in normal fucking...
I ran 6 miles, which is 1 mile closer to my half marathon, which is 13.1 miles.
And you're running a marathon?
No, a half.
Oh, okay. So you're like practically there.
That 6 mile run on Monday, I need to do that twice.
Oh, okay. So you're like a fourth way there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm halfway there. I need to do it twice.
So you're doing a half marathon, and it's 13 miles, and you did 6.
6, yeah.
Okay, so you're halfway through to a marathon. Oh my God. Yes, I understand. Yeah. I get it. Okay. You know that lady that has all the equations in front of her? That's me right now.
No, yeah. It's hot.
As fuck.
I don't think that I will be retiring in Houston.
Yeah, it's just... The weather is not friendly.
It's not friendly. It's very wet. It's very moist. Yeah. It's very smelly.
And on top of that, it rains all the fucking time now.
It has been raining for 40 days and 40 nights in Houston. And I'm just so over it. Like, it starts off really sunny. And then midday is like, you know what? I'm going to throw a fit. It throws a whole fit. It leaves back mosquitoes. And then it's sunny again. Just please, like, enough. And I love the rain. But, like, goddamn. Like, I'm over this shit.
It hasn't rained today, but the day is still young.
Yeah, the day is still young. It probably is gonna rain. I'm so over it.
Yeah.
I can't retire here. It's too much. It's too much heat. I know people are like really proud of like the H-Town, and that's nice. But I can't. Like, I can't. It's too much.
Yeah, I think another reason too is like it's not just hot, but like the feeling of being wet is just really frustrating. Like,
yes, I lived in San Antonio for a year.
Okay.
When I went to college. And their heat is not the same heat as here. Like, over there it's more dry from when I lived there. Okay, this was like 10 plus years ago. 9 years ago. 10. Whatever.
You're aging yourself.
I am. But over here it's just fucking humid as fuck, and I can't do it.
Yeah, but if you live in San Antonio, you would be living in San Antonio.
I never thought I was going to fucking retire there. I'm just saying different cities in Texas have different vibes. I would never retire there. I will not retire in this country.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm just like going with the vibes right now. Like, I would love to retire somewhere where it's cold all the time, but then unfortunately in those places it gets cold as fuck. So it's like I can't. Can I make my own place? Like, build a weather? Like, I will
not retire in the United States.
Okay.
Mark my words, people.
Okay.
I'm not even close to retiring age.
I know.
I'm halfway there.
I mean, you're getting closer though.
I am.
I mean, honestly, we might not even be able to, given I need to get rich quick. Someone DM me a scheme that works.
A pyramid scheme.
You know people that sell like digital courses? Like, how did you do it? And how did you get people to buy it? Like, teach me your ways.
Do you remember, like, in high school, the knives?
Yeah.
I kind of got some.
You bought some knives?
No. They wanted me to sell.
Not you being in an MLM.
Like, literally my friend was like, you need to come. Like, this is great.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I got sucked into that freshman year of college too. So, like.
And then I literally went and I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, this is so, like. I was just like. Like, a whole knife set? Like, how am I supposed to sell that?
Yeah. But, you know, door-to-door sales does actually very well. Like, it could never be me. I'm not going to sell someone a fucking vacuum on a Tuesday. But, like, people that. As somebody who has worked in the sales department of companies, both retail and like corporate, not that I've been in sales directly, like sales is such a lucrative fucking role in any kind of format, like hardware. I guess I'm in sales. Software. Yeah.
I sell my doctors in my clinic.
Yeah, I mean technically, yeah. But like there's like some hardcore jobs out there that people that do sales, like full commission.
That's crazy.
People selling like, what is the thing that in the roof, like the solar panels?
Oh, the roof.
Because you get like a percentage, right? Like, so like them hoes are like 10 grand.
That's crazy.
Like that's a percentage of like whatever.
That's crazy.
But I don't know. I need a get rich quick scheme. Like what is poppin' these days? Like
pussies.
Yeah, that's true. I can't do that. Not because I would be against it. I
know when sometimes I'm on stripper TikTok.
Yeah.
And they like are cutting their money and they have a money machine.
Oh my god, yes.
I love that shit. I'm like, yes, tell me how much you made. And it's like $2,653.
For like 4 hours.
I know. Shaking that ass. And you know what? Yeah. Period.
I can't shake my ass.
I don't have an ass to shake.
Yeah. But like in the service industry, obviously, like I feel like bottle service and like strippers like probably make the most.
Yeah.
But like servers in just like nice restaurants, like they make fucking bank too. It's just like it really depends on like how hard you're willing to work. And unfortunately, I'm just like not trying to do that. You know what I mean?
I was in the to-go section once.
Yeah, to go stressful.
And I failed immediately. They're like, yeah, you're gonna be the greeter.
No,
like
to go's hard.
I'm sorry. Like it was at Gringos and I couldn't even memorize the menu. I was so upset. But like I don't think I was meant for that life.
No, and it's also hard when people are just fucking rude.
Yeah.
The service, I will always say this. And people are like, hey, you have to tip. Shut the fuck up. If you're going to go eat at a restaurant, if you're going to go dine out at a nice restaurant, whatever restaurant, a casual restaurant, just tip the servers. Well, the restaurant should be paying them. No, there's, a possibility that right now it's just not working that way. Like, tip your servers.
Yeah.
And working in the service industry is not for the weak. Your legs, your back, everything hurts. And, that's some people are career servers and that's that.
I thought of
my neck, my back. No, I mean, I was a server from, how old am I? 20 to 24. Girl. I don't know how I did it.
That's
Carrying
crazy.
fucking plates on my arms like nothing. No, I did. Oh my God, I hated it. Ugh. But you know what? When I would get home with those $300, I'd be like, okay, whatever.
Period.
But what were we talking about? I got lost.
Love Island. We were just chatting with the people.
Yeah, we were chatting with the people. I mean, we didn't do much this past weekend, honestly.
Well, our lives really have revolved around Love Island. Every day we're sat at 7:40, ready to go. So it's like nothing else really matters right now, which is crazy because it is coming to an end.
I'm not excited about that.
But we get beyond the villa after that.
Yeah, literally the day after.
That's amazing.
I know, I love that. And then, I mean, I don't know if you watch, but I watch Perfect Match on Netflix. It's literally not the same vibe.
It's not the same vibe, but it's like it'll do
something. It'll be like
it'll do, donkey. It'll do.
It just, I think that reality TV has missed such a big mark of like filming people and then like airing it because like Perfect Match has AD and Ollie on it. This is how they met.
I know.
They're getting married and having a baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how much time has
I'm sorry, but like, what took so long to fucking put it out?
I don't know.
It's been like enough. Like, you should have dropped this like last year.
Seriously. And it's also annoying. Like, I hate when a reunion takes place and people are like, oh, well, this is last year. Okay, but like, it's today for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying as fuck. But let's get into it. Let's get into the topics. There's been, some things. And
some dark things.
And today we found out that Diddy was acquitted of some major charges, which is insane.
I need to know how that went down. So he was acquitted on the racketeering conspiracy and on both sex trafficking, force fraud, and coercion charges.
Which is wild.
Mm-hmm. He was convicted on 2 prostitution counts. But this is just so crazy because, like, how are these made? Like, what? Did the jury, like, not... Like,
I don't know.
I don't understand. Do you think the jury was scared?
I don't know because I've never been a juror, to be quite honest, but like imagine being that person. Like you're probably getting like, are they protecting them? Like, is there like a security guard outside these people's houses? Because like that would be me. Like I have to bow out, and once they pick you, like that's it. It's you. You know?
Yeah, I know.
And that would
they can find a replacement for you.
But can you like not want to? Like I don't want to do it.
I've gotten out of jury duty,
but not for the Diddy trial,
obviously. But like,
how did they pick the jurors?
It's like a whole process. Have you ever watched Scandal?
I have, but I can't remember like how they did it.
It's like you want like the prosecutors and then the defense want to pick jurors that are going to be in a sense convenient for them. So they kind of like study the people. Like this is a man. In this case, it's about a man. So maybe a man's going to have more empathy for another man. Does that make sense? Kind of like that.
That's crazy.
I feel like I would be a good lawyer.
I don't know if
about me or you.
No, I feel like you could, but you're very emotional.
Correct.
So I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. These are the facts, Your Honor.
I'm really annoyed. No, I think what would get me is like if I knew they were guilty and I would still have to do it because you take an oath.
You do take an oath. I'd be like, Your Honor, he's actually guilty.
Like, what if you like think he's guilty or think they're guilty, whoever it is, and then you find out along the way that they are guilty, but they told you they weren't? Like that would freak me out.
Oh yeah, because it's like client attorney privileges or whatever.
Confidentiality. Yeah, that's crazy.
Doctor patient privilege. Whatever.
It's the same thing. Yeah. It's like the same vibe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The fact that, the major things, like how did he, I don't understand.
I think it was like a technicality of some sort or like maybe not enough evidence because they couldn't, like I'm sure he like set it up to where it wasn't I don't know.
So is he gonna go free?
No, I don't think so.
But there's no life imprisonment now. So he is at one point going to get out.
That's terrifying.
And Cassie basically begged for him to not be let out on bond because she fears for her life.
Well, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't she? This man is scary.
It's so scary because I'm sure that all these people that testified against him probably thought that they were doing so with the thought of like him being put in prison for life.
Yeah. It just goes to show that like, and of course, I know that people are going to say innocent until proven guilty, but I'm going to need you to be so serious, okay?
Yeah. This is not one of those cases, in my opinion. It's like, how guilty are you?
Yeah.
Personally.
And very, in my opinion. And I think it just goes to show, like, almost like, it doesn't even matter who you are or what you say or when you say it. Like, women, like, what was the point? Like, now she's fucking scared, you know what I mean? So, like, she went through all of that for what?
Yeah.
And I think, like, for her to be in fear now, like, it's just, like, what does justice even mean?
Yeah.
You know?
What is justice?
Exactly. So it's just sad because, I mean, there's just been so many situations with normal people who don't have money or power who have felt this way about someone, and then this happens to them, and it's like, you know, it's just sad. It's sad. I don't know. This entire situation has been like so dark, like so dark, and so many people came forward.
I wonder if they're gonna end up airing all of this information later on, in the sense of like what went down in the courtroom and stuff.
I mean, I know that the information was made public as it was going, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Not like videos or anything like that of like
I didn't see videos, no.
No, but like later on, do you think?
No, because I think it would have been live, but I don't think they made it live.
Oh, okay.
But I really like, it's such a toss-up. Like, when you have so much power and fame and money, you really can get away with everything. Like, that's not an opinion. Like, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Like, there's people out there, if you really think about it, powerful people who have made other people disappear. And that just trips me up every time I think about it. I'm like, because like when you come with such a level of security when it comes to like your surroundings, like you can do whatever the fuck you want.
That's so scary.
Because if we live amongst like people with billions of dollars.
With a lot of power.
And some people are like not just as visible as others. Like, you know, there is that term like wealth whispers. There's like very powerful people who are just not in the limelight all the time, who are making decisions in positions of power, but we just don't see them in everyday life, which is so freaky to me.
Yeah.
So freaky. This situation is sad. I really wonder what else we're going to hear from this.
I guess we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I worry for Cassie because I do too. I can't, my stomach is in knots for her.
She's literally postpartum right now.
Yeah. So fucking crazy. But something else that was really wild.
Very dark.
Very dark as well. Jeez. This story like fucked me up when it first happened.
Too.
Were the 4 Idaho students that were brutally murdered in their home in 2021 by a man named Brian Koberger. This case has been so terrifying, and
the fact that it's been 4 years.
The fact that it has been so long. I remember when I found out, like, I was like, oh my God, like, what in the world? Actually, no, I don't think it was 2021. Sorry, correcting myself. I think it was 2022. Yeah. Or now I can't remember. Let's look it up.
Talking.
But it was very sad. It was 4 college students, you know, young, full of life, probably excited about their future, just had gone out that night, came home, and were slaughtered
2022
in their homes in 2022. I apologize, guys, 2022. And now we're, you know, getting some news about what's going to happen. And apparently, Brian Koberger officially pled guilty on all charges, 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary as a part of a plea deal designed to avoid the death penalty. He's set to receive 4 consecutive life sentences without parole, plus up to 10 years on the burglary charge, and he has waived all appeal rights. So what does that mean?
He's going to be in, he gets to live, but he's just going to live the rest of his life in jail.
Is that the rest of his life, though?
Yes, he is going to live 4 consecutive life sentences. So life sentences is for life.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was
if he were to have 4 lives, that's how you explain it. Like 4 lives, he would do them 4 times.
Okay, I don't know why in my mind that meant 10 years. I did the math wrong, but yeah, like So he admits it. He admitted it. He did it. I mean, I never doubted that he did it, but like
there's people that doubted it though. They thought that it was like
one of the professors.
Yeah,
there was so much around this case. They demolished the house before the trial, which I thought was really weird.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? There was just like so much that happened and I also think with the audience of people now with so much of an audience when it comes to like a TikTok creator, Facebook, Instagram. People just weigh in on everything. And there was so much speculation around who it could be. You know, of course, him being the main suspect, and other people too, that a lot of people suffered in the process as well. Yeah. And I cannot imagine how the family feels right now. Yeah. Their family is like, oh my God.
And then like putting the blame also on the roommates that ended up living. Like it was it all went downhill so fast.
Yes. And yes.
It just, I forgot about that. It all got so dark so fast.
Yeah. For a second, I forgot that there was the 2 surviving roommates. Yeah. And people were saying it was them. Yeah. I cannot imagine what would possess people to be so fucking cruel to see that 2 of the girls that survived this horrific slaughter of their friends, their roommates, their loved ones, now being blamed for it. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy. People are like, oh, well, it was the roommate. It was because she was seeing the guy and doing this and blah, blah, blah.
She wasn't.
No, so I don't think so.
So why did he do it?
I don't know. Some people do things just...
Did he know these people?
So there was like a lot of speculation that he was like stalking one of the girls, and like there was like a main girl he was obsessed with, and like the other people were just like casualties. It's just very strange. I don't know. There was a lot of like search history issues. Like he was like searching a bunch of weird shit, which I always say, I'm like, if like you're gonna do a crime, like why the fuck are you searching about it on the internet? Yeah. You know, everything you do that has a signal to anything is forever. The internet is forever. You put your fucking thumb on something and you search it, it is going to be on your phone. It's going to lead back to you. So I can't believe that happened in the first place, but the fact that it's been so long and now we're getting some news on what's happening.
And hopefully this brings the families a little bit of closure. I know that it's not, but now that he is getting what he deserves. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Oh my God, sorry, there was a bug.
They wanted the death penalty, but
I mean, I can't imagine. Like that's such and the thing is, one of the girls, sorry, it's just this case trips me up so much. One of the girls went back to like visit her friends. Like she wasn't even living there anymore. And he like, so like that was like apparently the girl that he was like targeting or whatever. Like she wasn't even supposed to be there. You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh, like these girls were so
the girl
young.
That he was obsessed with didn't even live there?
Apparently that's the girl he was targeting.
I wonder if the reason why he did it will come out.
Some people just do sickening things for pleasure to themselves, honestly. Ugh. And like it's just, they had so much life ahead of them. Like they were literally in their early 20s, like 21, 22, like they're babies. Like they had all of their life to live just for it to be taken by this man who did this horrific act. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. I will never murder such a crazy thing. Like you are taking the light out of somebody's eyes. Like you're literally murdering someone. Yeah. Murder is such a wild thing. Like to hurt someone so deeply to the point that they're no longer alive is just, it's just freaky. Like some people have that want.
When you like truly sit down and think like and process that thought, it's like really dark.
Yeah, I know. And to do it multiple times in one night. Yeah. It's just wild. Yeah. And then I don't know, to have the audacity of saying that you're not guilty.
He said he was not guilty?
I know there was like a point in time where he was like
pleading not guilty.
Yeah. Like that was the plan apparently. But I don't know. This case is fucking crazy, honestly. And I just like, you know, there's nothing that's going to, like, I'm sure the parents and the loved ones were like pissed that this is even like an option. Yeah. Because like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Hi, I'm sorry, you guys. I know it's been like a dark start to the podcast, but these are some news that came out this week. Additionally to that, though, we did watch The Secret Life of Mormon Wives reunion.
We did.
For season 2. And I'm not going to lie. I am not a fan of Nick Viall, even though I do listen to his podcast when there's people on it that I want to listen to. But he didn't do a bad job.
He did not do a bad job.
I do think that he sometimes puts his thoughts and feelings into things a little too much. I'm like, damn, okay. But at the same time, how you
really feel.
Yeah, but at the same time, I've only seen a couple of reunion hosts do a good job. And I wouldn't say he was horrible, but I mean, I always think it should be
Andy Cohen.
An Andy Cohen type at least. Yeah. At least. Or a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, he sat there with the ladies of Mom Talk. Demi was not in the room because she had to go to Disneyland. Okay. Be so serious. And they talked about a lot of things. And they started off right off the bat. He was like, hi, Layla. He was like, the last time we saw you, you were having a conversation with Marciano where he said that him and Demi and him and Jesse had something. What did you think about that?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I would have rather skipped the reunion and then drop the next season, because what do you mean you already filmed it and it has not came out yet? You know what I mean? Like, I get the reunion, but at the same time, it's like we were left with such a question mark, and a lot of these questions needed to be answered at the reunion, but they're going to be answered in season 3. So what's the point of not just dropping season 3?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I could see that. I also expected them to announce the date at the end.
Yeah,
and
me
they
too.
didn't. I was like, okay.
So it's gonna be like longer.
It better not be next year though.
I hope it's not. I really hope that they do like a twice a year thing. I think that would be great, you know, for me.
Yeah. No,
but
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I don't trust Marciano.
No, he's fake as fuck.
I don't know. I don't think that Jessie would be there with her husband. I don't know. That's why I need season 3.
This is my theory. I think they have an open marriage.
Yeah, I think that too, because Jen made a comment about it.
Yeah. And Jessie was like, oh, you know, the things that happened between me and Marciano were way later than him and Demi. So I'm like, okay, something happened.
Yeah.
Her husband's there. She has no wedding ring on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, she's been a swinger before.
She has?
Yes. She swung in her last marriage. She said this.
Okay.
Well, not in the reunion, but on a podcast.
So she's not new to this. She's true to this.
Yeah, she literally said that. So, I mean.
I love Jessie.
No, I know. I mean.
I feel like she keeps it real for
I
the
mean,
most
yeah,
part.
like, fuck it. But
Literally.
But using your swinging abilities or your open marriageness to fuck Marciano is crazy.
Yeah, crazy work, girl. You can do so much better.
Literally, if you're gonna use your open marriage, at least do it with someone who's fucking sexy. No. Anyway, but I do think there was something there.
Yeah. You know, I listening to Jessie talk about her and Demi's friendship, and they've only been friends for a year, I was like, girl, how could you even trust this girl? Demi not being there, but also having like questions answered, like her answering questions with like Nick Viall, like in I guess like a podcast format of a sort. I'm just like, girl, like what were you scared of? Like you could have went.
I think it's because she knows that she can't run away in a scenario like that. Like she's gonna have to sit there and answer questions. But if everybody else had, then so do you.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna stir up all this shit, like you cannot dish it out if you cannot take it.
Yeah.
You know? And I do think I applaud. You can say a lot of things about Dakota and Taylor, but they sat there.
Oh, they sat there.
Embarrassing as fuck.
Embarrassing as fuck.
But they owned their shit.
They own their shit. And that's the one thing I love about Taylor Frankie Paul. She owns her shit.
Yeah.
She owns her fucking shit. And she's like, well, it is what it is.
Exactly. Like when she was sitting there and they were talking about their relationship and everything that happened, you know, pre-officially dating. And then he was sharing like all this stuff and they were breaking down. I was like, fuck. Like,
yeah, and Nick was like, you know, I can see there's a lot of love there, but you, in a sense, Nick was like, actually even giving good advice. Like, you either need to make this work or you need to let each other go forever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, do you think that, you know, he's willing to be in a relationship without cheating? And she's like, no, not right now. I think maybe one day. But she just said that she found something out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Taylor, I truly think that for your overall well-being, you need to let this man go. Like, this man is a fucking pathological liar at this point. Like, she's always finding out new information. Like, at this point, if you continue to be with him, you're just going to continue finding out things that happened while you were with him. So if you just cut him off, then it just cuts the hurt a little bit more. I mean, I think it's going to hurt still, but I don't think it's going to hurt more because then he's no longer playing in your face. He's just doing things because he's single. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I think it's hard because they have a child.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I think that she went from, you know, that tough ending of her divorce to a new relationship in such a short period of time. And I think she was struggling, and I think that they're just both struggling, and they're struggling separately and together.
Yeah.
And it's hard to watch, honestly. They're hard, not in a like a, oh my god, I'm judging you. Like, it's like, damn, you know, that's real as fuck.
You can tell that they're hurting. That's why it's hard to watch. Like, to watch other people's hurt.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, she keeps it real. She's like, you know, I'm a mess, and it is what it is. And you know, I'm a mess. I'm a mom. I'm here, and I'm doing the thing. And I feel like when they were talking about accountability and they pointed to Whitney and Taylor, like they both were like, well, Taylor was like, I think everybody can agree that she takes accountability, and everybody had to vote for Whitney and nobody raised her hand except for Miranda at the very end. How do you feel about that?
I think that I don't understand why the girls can't even take accountability about taking accountability. Like, let's be so serious, Whitney. You don't take accountability. You are just like Demi. Like, you try to like divert anything that has to do with you. Well, I did this, but like Taylor did that, you know? And it's like Taylor like owns her shit. Like that's the thing with these girls. Like you're on a show now, you have to own your shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like Whitney doesn't do that, in my opinion.
No, she doesn't.
I'm sorry, she does not.
She doesn't.
And neither does her little best friend.
Yeah, no, they're like cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
The only reason that Whitney gets like slightly I would guess a better response from the audience is that Whitney's funny and she's like, I don't know, she's like more likable. Demi is so annoying. Like it's hard to like her.
I know. The little clips from the little podcast format that she had with Nick, I was like, I'm so annoyed with you. Yeah. But I love that he called her out on her bullshit. Like, if I was your friend, I would be mad about, like, mad at you still. Like, the fuck? And she's like, well, when you put it like that, and Jessie was like, well, I did, you know, put it like that, and she didn't accept it in the same way.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, okay. So the whole thing with the contracts. So in the last season, we saw that Demi and Jessie had a tiff that was off camera before season 2, trying to figure out what their contracts look like. And Demi said that she would want more money. And I guess Jessie was like, I'm cool with the amount that they're giving us. And then Demi was like, well, Jessie can leave or whatever. Yeah. And then Jessie was obviously upset because that's her friend. Like, why would you say that? Because it's honestly weird as fuck. Why would you want to do the show without me? Like, we're supposed to be friends. Like, it was either all of us or none of us kind of situation. And it at the same time, like, you know, I can understand wanting more money. It's not the wanting more money that I think is weird as fuck.
It's at the cost of your friend.
Yeah, like it's weird as fuck to throw your friend under the bus for a couple bucks. But at the same time, like Jessie does have such a like an empire, which I think Demi was like, well, you have this, so like that's why I need more money. Yeah, and it's like, well, that's not really her.
Jessie's a baddie.
Yeah, like that's not really her fault.
She doesn't really need the show.
No, I honestly think that Jessie does it more for the fame than the money, and like if that's it, then whatever.
Then,
like,
yeah, why not?
Why the fuck else would you go on reality TV? Hello. Yeah. And then when Demi tries to like throw that in her face, like, oh, she cares so much about the fame, and for me, it's like feeding my family. Like, shut the fuck up. Okay,
you like the fame too, or else you wouldn't have fucking been like, I was a fan favorite.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Get the fuck out of here.
Literally. But I totally understand why Jessie was like doing like the fact that she let it go though, like that would we have beef forever. That's a weird thing.
But she said that, you know, she felt like she had to kind of put it aside to continue her friendship with Demi. Yeah. And I feel like Demi is that kind of friend where you kind of just have to like
tuck your tail between your legs.
Yeah, because she can be so rude. I mean, look how rude she was to Jen. And Jen came with a fucking receipt with voice notes.
She literally said, this is you, girl.
This is what you need to say. And like, it's so crazy because Whitney's like, well, I
never heard of this before.
I've never heard of this before. She's never been like that with me. And then they pan out to Demi saying like what Whitney should say in the reunion. Did you see that? Like, Demi is fake as fuck. I don't understand why anyone fucking likes her at this point. She is fucking fake, and I believe she fucked Marciano.
No, I think she fucked him. I think she fucked him. Oh my god, dude. I've talked too much today. Hold on. I'm dead. Hold on, I'm gonna pee myself. I'm crying. Okay, enough.
We're delusional.
She fucked him. Okay. I can't. I'm sorry, y'all.
So, what's the theory here? You're like, she fucked him.
I don't know. What was I even saying?
She fucked Marciano.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I mean,
I'm fucking crying.
So in her little like, okay. So
like her text messages with Marciano were fucking weird as fuck, and Whitney's like, I'm like, Whitney, please. There's proof in front of you, and she's like, I'm like, snap the fuck out of it. Stop being so far up her ass. Like, I'm done. Like, literally. This is the kind of person that she is, period.
Yeah, and I think that she tried to portray Jen, like, I do believe that she tried to portray Jen as a liar because she knew that she was going to talk about the whole Marciano thing. Yeah. And then we hear the fucking voice note, right?
And you see the messages between Demi and Marciano.
Yes, obviously. But then you hear the voice note or the voice recording that Zach smart of him. He said receipts.
Yeah, he said period, queen. Like, I got you. Like,
and Demi is like, you know, we should say this, and like, you know, I respect her boundaries. And I was like listening to the voice thing, and I was like, are you serious, bitch?
I know.
And then Brett's like, well, we shouldn't say victim. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, you know, your own husband doesn't buy your bullshit. I don't think that Brett believes that she didn't fuck Marciano. I think that he like, it's just like, I guess I gotta stand by my bitch, you know?
And I'll stand beside her.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Thank you so much for asking for my thoughts. I think that it was probably like she fucked. Enough! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it on purpose. Like, she fucked Marciano.
It's because his name is Marciano. Yeah. Like, okay, bye.
And then she probably, and so Brett probably has done it too, and it's like, we're like even thieves. Yeah. You know, because there was rumors that Brett was, she's like, I'm with Brett like every single day of the year. I'm like, bitch, you've taken so many trips in this show alone. What do you mean?
You were not in Italy with Brett.
Yeah.
Stupid. Literally, dude. She's annoying as fuck. Honestly, Whitney's annoying too, but I feel like Michaela's also annoying. I don't be like, oh, Michaela was just doing her baddie thing. Like, no, Michaela's annoying.
I love Michaela.
Michaela's annoying as fuck.
Me one bit.
She's annoying. I think she's so annoying. Did Miranda even talk?
A little bit. She was like, I'm back on Mom Talk. Next.
Yeah. I will say she is the prettiest. Goddamn.
Oh yeah,
she is a gorgeous. I mean, they're all beautiful, but like Miranda's like the fucking baddest.
Yeah, and there were some sad topics that they talked about. Connor, Michaela, and then Layla.
Oh my god, I know.
There was just like really sensitive topics that maybe we won't get into in this podcast. But if you guys watch the reunion, definitely let us know what you think.
Yeah,
I will say at the end of the reunion, we find out that 2 of the women from Mom Talk. Sorry, that was my phone. Will be on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes,
and the ladies are, drumroll please, Jen and Whitney.
I mean, it fits.
Yeah, Jen said it. They said Jen's name first, and Whitney looked so disappointed. And then they said Whitney's name, and then.
So is that how they found out they didn't know?
Yeah.
Okay, but like, don't they sign a contract to go on Dancing with the Stars?
I don't know.
Remember when Ariana said that she couldn't tell Sheena because she hadn't signed the contract to be on Dancing with the Stars?
But this was like a year ago. I'm sure they've signed the contract since then.
I know. I guess it's like they. Okay, I guess you're right. You're right. Period. Overall, the reunion was good. It could have given more.
But I don't think it could give more due to the things that we don't know because they were going to be on season 3.
True.
You get what I'm saying? I need that to drop expeditiously. What are we waiting for? We are losing momentum.
Yeah, that's true. I also think that they're taking into consideration. I feel like right now, a lot of shows are probably being like, oh, we can't air right now. You know?
Because of Love Island?
Yeah, I mean, the viewership is wild.
Yeah.
I have never, Peacock is probably so happy that they, bought the rights to Love Island.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Peacock, was...
Who was Peacock?
Yeah, exactly.
There was
a point that Love Island happened, and then bam.
I think it was also the extended versions of any Bravo show,
right?
And then probably Love Island. I don't have a booger; I have a hair. Okay, God. Anyways, let's talk about Bravo though.
The Valley
season 2. Okay, I don't know. They're so everybody's annoying at the same time, but I love all of them except for Janet and Jax and Jason.
And we didn't really see Jax in this episode, which
was fine.
Period. Yeah.
I truly believe that Bravo is phasing him out of the show.
I think so too.
Because I don't think that he couldn't go to Hawaii. I think they told him him you cannot come. You're a liability.
Yeah.
So we see in this episode they're all in Hawaii because Kristen is getting engaged and Danny and Nia are going to be a part of it. And Zach also knows. No one else knows besides them. You know, we see Kristen and Luke having a conversation. I think he's freaking out about proposing. Yeah. And then they're all having dinner. And in this dinner, as everybody gets up to leave, we see a conversation between Jesse and Aaron, Michelle's new boyfriend.
What? I'm sorry. This is not trying to be rude. What are wrong with his eyes? He looks like he's on drugs the entire time. His fucking pupils are so dilated and he's staring into your motherfucking soul. Okay. I'm Aaron, please. I'm intimidated.
Blink.
Blink, bitch.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that around as well, but obviously we don't know these people. These are just our theories or, thoughts. I need Aaron to be so serious, okay?
She's we texted a couple times. We ran into each other.
Come on, just be honest. You're not going to start dating someone 2 weeks after they're to separate with their husband. Out of nowhere. You're not 13 years old.
Yeah.
You guys fucked and you hooked up or you talked or you
for sure
got to know each other during the time that you were married. Just own it. And I think that that's what would put Jesse off of them if they just fucking admitted it.
Yeah.
You're playing in my fucking face.
Yeah.
And I don't.
And Jesse's not letting it go. Well, he kind of let it go this episode. A little bit.
Honestly, okay. When I watch The Valley, I'm angered the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm just why are these people so fucking annoying?
I see Janet and I'm pissed.
But with Jesse and Michelle, it's such a nuanced situation because there's so many perspectives that you can come at. Michelle was obviously cheating on her husband whenever they were together. He was, annoying as fuck and he was doing this and this and this. And then, he was horrible when she gave birth. And there's all these situations where you think that it could be justified by her cheating, but it's at the same time, we hear her side of the story and it never matches his. And it's what is actually happening?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So it makes you question, like, who's in the wrong or who's more wrong, because it's definitely one of those, I would say they're definitely one of those couples that, like, both of them are really wrong. They're consistently trying to make the other one more wrong, when in reality, both of y'all are a fucking mess.
Yeah, and it's more of like, at this point, it's very much like, both of you take accountability. Let's fucking put our foot, let's move forward for Isabella. Like, if there was not a kid involved, then go at it all you want, but there's a child involved, both of y'all's child. Like, do better.
Yeah. And I think there is a line that you have to ask if it's being crossed as a parent, and I'm not a parent, so I can't really comment on that.
Yeah.
But, like, they really do need to be able to sit down and be like, okay, we're filming a reality TV show that's highly viewed by a lot of people who have lots of opinions. Isabella is what, 4 or 5 years old?
Yeah.
In 10, 20 years, when she's in her teens or 20s, do we really want this to be visible for her?
Yeah.
Because they're literally filming the darkest part of their life.
Yeah.
Divorce is a very dark thing.
Yeah.
Very hard, I'm sure. So I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know. And same thing, I feel the same thing about Jax and Brittany. Like, you've been on TV for all of these years, you know, you had a lot of ups and downs, but like, this is a different type of down.
Yeah.
You have a child.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, we also saw that Kristen got engaged.
I know.
I'm so happy for her.
I know, and I was so happy she showered. She was fighting the shower so hard. I was like, Kristen, please just shower.
I know. And you could see Luke was like frazzled and so nervous.
He's like, I didn't think that this would be like a problem.
Yeah. So they're on the boat. It's supposed to be like a fishing boat.
Expedition thing.
Yeah. And you have Nia and Danny. They're trying to help Luke, you know, propose to Kristen. Kristen does not want to take pictures with Nia, and she was pissing me off. I'm like, Kristen, just take the pictures with Nia. Like, please, I beg. And she's like, fine, I guess. And then that's when he does, you know, his proposal. And it was so cute. And he was like, will you be the catch of my life? I'm like, that's so corny and white, but it's so cute.
You know he practiced that.
Yeah, he definitely did. I feel like out of all of the guys, Luke is like the most normal.
Yeah, he really is. Especially with the whole shit show of everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot standing next to everybody else, but like, I feel like Luke is a nice guy. He fits Kristen really well. And you know, they welcomed, you know, their baby girl, and I'm so happy for her.
I know, me too.
Like, she really is getting, and Kristen is in her 40s.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just like so aspirational for so many, like, because like Kristen started on the show like in her early 30s.
Yeah.
And we watched Kristen develop as a person like right before our very own eyes. And like, I just feel like she did it in such a way where she was one of the most hated people on Vanderpump Rules, if not the most hated. So for her to go from that to now, I'm just so happy for her.
Me too.
It also makes me like, it makes me so happy to see women having babies later in life, or whatever is considered later in life, because 40 is not fucking old. But you know how people talk. Because I'm like 32, almost 32, so I'm always like, okay, like, do I need to get like to step in? Like, I'm tired.
I know.
You know,
I always think about that, but like, I'll always look up like celebrities, even though like for them it's probably a little bit easier. Like, Rihanna had her first baby at 34.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
you're 34.
Yeah.
Well then.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I feel like we should get pregnant at the same time.
No, I want it to be all about me.
Okay, well, that's cool too. I don't even know. I don't know. Like, I feel like the state with the world right now, I don't know.
Yeah, that's me too, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like this episode of The Valley was good. I was very happy to see Kristen get engaged. But then, of course, there's this chirpy ass bitch named Janet. And why is she even there? I'm sorry. Why did y'all invite this bitch?
I know. I think they had to.
I really do too, because it's like a cast trip, so they have to invite everybody.
Yeah.
Which is also why I think Jax was technically invited, but then told you can't go.
Yeah.
Janet is there. Her and Kristen have not talked since she said take a to-go box at the Mexican restaurant when she had too many drinks.
Oh, Coyote.
Because she's a freak.
Yeah.
And like, I also understand why she decided not to go.
Yeah.
Which honestly, like, fair.
Like, you made the right choice, Janet. I'm proud of you.
And Janet was like, Jason was like arguing with her.
Yeah.
Because she was like, if we're not going today, we're not going tomorrow. And he was like, I took off work to be here.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, like, yeah, like, stand up for your fucking thoughts and feelings, Jason.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Jason gives like Mr. Caperna. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like, you know, he has no balls. Like,
I know.
Not saying that you have to stand up to your girlfriend or wife, but like, god damn, I can't imagine being in a relationship with Janet. She's insufferable.
The next episode's gonna be it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
This was a very like episode.
It was a good episode.
It was a good
We got
episode,
stuff, but
we didn't get like a lot of tea.
Yeah.
I think next episode's gonna be scorching hot.
Yeah. And we did also see Brittany a little upset that she wasn't invited to be a part of the proposal. Because
Brittany?
it was a surprise for everybody except for obviously the ones involved, Zach, Nia, Danny.
I was like, Brittany, please, this is not about you.
I know. She's like, well, Kristen's been my best friend since third grade. I wanted to be a part of the proposal. You know, she talks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, please. And then she's like, if I had to give her advice, you know, always trust your gut.
Yeah.
You know, she talks. But she, you know, was not a part of the proposal. I would also be questioning that too if I was her. But I would never say it out loud. Yeah. Just like, that's an internal thought. Yeah. You do not say that because it's like, it's going to be on a show. It's going to be like, why would you say that in your confessional? But she did also say, I will give her props for saying that's selfish of me. Like her saying that, like fair. But next episode's going to be a mess.
A mess. I'm excited.
And I'm excited. But you know what's also a mess? Oh God. It's time.
Love Island USA Season 7.
Love Island USA Season 7 is coming to an end next Sunday on July 13th.
And people are still exploring. We're going to be at the Love Island USA Season 7 reunion, and they're still going to be exploring. I'm so over this shit. What is there more to explore?
I don't even know. Casa was a mess.
Yes.
Casa was a whole fucking mess. Okay, it was a different format than normal. Nick and Alandria fake left, and then they were given a chance because Nick Alandria stans wanted them together forever. Yeah. They explore their connection for a second, and they violently made out.
I know.
In Soul Ties, which I understand that to get back into the villa, you had to be like a couple, but they were not required to make out to be a couple.
They were not.
Like, y'all have to be so serious.
They were not. And the way that he was like, "You're the most beautiful woman that I've ever like seen in this lifetime," and I'm like, in the same lifetime as Sierra.
Yeah. That's wild. And also, he didn't say woman, which pissed me off. He said women. I hate when people mix that up. Yeah. He said, "You're the most beautiful woman." It's woman.
Woman.
Anyway, I would be violently throwing up if my man...
No, but that's the thing is... okay, so they come back from Casa. Mm-hmm. And they like bring out the couples. Sierra sees that Nick is not there.
Yeah, she's
like, I was ready to see him with another girl. I was not prepared. I did not prepare myself to not see him at all. Everyone's heartbroken. Sierra's losing her shit. She's like, damn, I'm going to have to stick with Elon, whatever his name is.
Is it Elan?
Elan? Is it?
I don't know. Elan is not bad looking. He just needs to brush that hair back.
Anyways, and then at the very last minute, Ariana's like, oh, I forgot something. And there comes Alandria and Nick.
Yes.
The girls run to Alandria. Sierra runs to Nick, which right then and there, we're like, this girl's going to pick Nick, right? Yeah. They recouple. So then we have Nick and Sierra, Shelly and Ace. Mm-hmm. We have Huda and Chris, Iris and TJ. We have Pepe and Grayson. We have
Amaya and Zach,
Austin and Jaden, Taylor and Clark. And then they have to pick one girl to stay and one guy to stay. Obviously, they pick Alandria, and then they pick Elan, whatever his name is. Mm-hmm. And it's really crazy because, like, I really thought that at that point, Alandria was going to be like, okay, like, I don't need to continue pursuing fucking Taylor.
Oh, my God.
Someone said he looks like an asparagus, and I cannot let that go. Anyways, but she continues to explore it.
The thing is, with him picking Clark, and... I'm going to get a lot of shit for this because people love Alandria. And I love Alandria too. Yeah. But he looks like he likes Clark more than Alandria. Why would you want him with Alandria? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're doing her a disservice because he does not like her.
I know. He does not like her.
He does not like Alandria. Alandria deserves...
The way that Alandria came back in the villa and he, like, hopped over her to say fucking hi to Nick. And, like, I quite frankly don't understand why we thought that these two belonged together. Like, they did not. Like, he does not fuck with Alandria that way.
He does not.
No. And like, it's so heartbreaking for Alandria because I will say this. I believe he was with her for as long as he was with her and kind of like strung her along in a sense because he wanted to stay in the villa.
Yeah.
She should have picked Jalen. That was her mistake. But she picked Taylor and she thought because... she picked him, he kind of owed her to pick her because, you know, Alandria was saying a lot of stuff. She was like, oh no, like this 3-day connection is not gonna, you know, come between what me and him have built. And it very much came in between what you guys had built.
Yeah, and she said it's gonna take a real bad bitch to take him away from me. And
Clark said, I got you.
She said, I swoop.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love Alandria, but I feel like at that point... there's the 6 of them. There's Vanna, Zach, JD, Alandria, and Elan.
And Coco.
I think they should have just gone home.
Yeah.
I think she would have left with her head held high. I think it would have been good. I think she would have ended on a high note.
I think that, you know, it's because the reason... okay, I love Alandria. You know I love Alandria so much. Like, that's been my girl since day one. Mm-hmm. Okay? But I think you're right. I think that if this had happened... like a week ago, before Casa, or like before something, I would have been like, okay, but there's not a lot of time left.
Yeah.
Who is she going to connect with? But she is kind of connecting with Zach. So maybe it was meant to be that she stayed.
Yeah. So Alandria stays, Elan stays, everybody else leaves. But we still have a love triangle between Ace, Chris, and Huda.
And Shelly.
Wait. Oh, and Shelly. Sorry.
A rectangle in a sense.
Kind of. I meant to say Shelly instead of Huda, but I said Huda. Sorry. Is that foreshadowing?
Is it?
So we had the heart rate challenge.
Oh, I even forgot about that because last night's fucking shit fucking threw me for... Yeah, bitch. Rocky Balboa, bitch. I literally was ready to fucking fight some people. But anyways, the heart rate challenge. So the point of the heart rate challenge is to get the heart rates up for those of you guys that don't watch Love Island.
Yes. So in my opinion, it was a weird format. Why are the couples all sitting there together doing it together? I thought that was weird. Too many bodies in this bitch.
Yeah.
Too many bodies.
Like we kept too many couples. Like at that point, like cut it in half.
Yeah. It's like 20 people in there.
Like 24.
It's too many. So you have all the couples. Everybody's going around This is the most intense heart rate challenge I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Season 6, the girls and the guys did not make out like this.
Yeah.
But I think at the time of the heart rate challenge for them, they were already like connecting.
Yeah.
There's no one connecting
more freedom here.
Yeah, this is Strategy Island. They're not connecting with each other. They're all just horny and making out. Everybody like Andreina on top of Pepe, Ace and Huda. It was like wild. It was like wild animals who've never eaten before. Just And I'm like, Sierra and Shelly.
Sierra and all the girls, quite frankly.
Literally.
Yeah.
Iris was like, I feel like a dog. And then they like tag teamed Iris.
I know.
And I was like, oh my God, are you okay? And they tag teamed Amaya.
Which was crazy because like Ace doesn't fuck with Amaya. So why are you tag teaming on Amaya?
Yeah, it's kind of wild. It was a lot of making out. Okay?
There was a lot of making out. There was a lot of ass shaking. There was a lot of toes in mouth.
Oh my God.
There was a lot of stuff.
Nick put his toe, not his own toe, Alandria's toe in his mouth.
Yeah. And, then we get to the Huda of it all. And
there's allegations out there that Huda is a midnight ballerina.
Yeah. And you know what? If she is, she's a very good one because wow, like that's insane. Like that's art. Like that is art. And before anyone's like, you're a Huda defender, because people are calling them hood rats.
Oh my God, no.
I have said this before. I did not like Huda at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not like I'm a defender now. I just think that there's a lot of hypocrisy going around. In my opinion. But anyways, it's a heart rate challenge, and Huda and Chris pulled Shelly and Ace. And I believe the reason why Huda pulled Ace is because Chris pulled Shelly. Yeah. And at that point, people were pulling couples, so they thought this is like
fine.
Yeah. And she has an ass. She's got that ass. Okay, that
and
huge ass. And she was bouncing that ass because,
Ace was moving it.
Ace, his hands, the way that he was grabbing her ass was wild. And Shelly got upset because she feels like Huda did too much.
Yes. And something else that was noted in that moment is that we did not see everything. Right. So there was a cut in you could definitely tell that it was cut. Like, it was not very much, like, we didn't see everything, right? But everybody, like, Huda gets up, the game is not fun anymore. Everyone's like, oh shit, you went too far. Yeah. And Huda's trying to, like, talk to Shelly, and Shelly's like, we'll talk later.
So there's, like, 2 takes of this on the internet. One take is that Huda put her ass in his face. Okay. Which, if Huda did put her ass in his face, Alandria put her ass in Brian's face. So are asses and faces not allowed? That's the question.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the question. But people are saying that Huda, put her ass, pussy in Ace's face, right?
Which is incredibly wild.
Incredibly wild because, like, I don't know.
And it's also like
the smells, you know what I mean?
No, not even that. It's like, to me, it's just like, it's like filmed,
Yeah. And she was wearing like a G-string.
Yeah, that's crazy work. That is crazy. There is literally floss between his mouth and your puss.
Yeah.
Wild.
The puss is like the funniest word.
Puss is crazy.
Yeah. So the take is that she put her ass in his face, and they kind of went a little bit longer than Chris and Shelly. Mm-hmm. But other people are also saying that the reason why Pepe said that seemed more like of a challenge to me is because Huda didn't do anything extra, but Ace got hard.
Oh shit!
So because like people are like, you really don't think that producers would put like anything extra that Huda did when she damn near licked Jeremiah's dick? You know what I'm saying? So they're thinking that the reason why, because then Shelly's like, oh, she got your heart rate up. Did she get anything else up?
Yeah. Can they not show boners on TV?
I guess not.
Okay, I see that.
They did show Hannah jumpstart her puss.
You know? My God, she did jumpstart.
Yeah.
Oh God, she helped Pepe with little Pepe. Entering the train station.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's one of those things where I'm just like, how do you view this? Because, okay, so Shelly's mad. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to talk to Huda. Mm-hmm. But then when she goes and has a conversation with Ace,
she's not mad at him.
She's like, I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at Huda. And I feel like she's allowed to be mad because at the end of the day, like, her connection with this man has been going on for weeks. But at the same time, she doesn't want to close it off. So, you know, it's a little bit of a gray area there, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it is just a challenge. And I feel like a lot of people have told Huda it's just a challenge. So for me, I feel like Shelly has every right to feel however she wants to feel. But if you're going to hold Huda accountable, you need to hold your man accountable for grabbing that ass. Yeah. Like, he was like, fuck.
Yeah, and she has a lot of ass.
Yeah, like, a lot of ass. So what do you think about that?
For me, it's like, I feel like everybody's wrong and everybody's right.
Right.
Because, okay, I do think that Shelly bringing back Chris and still wanting to explore after Casa is like, okay, like, we're damn near the end, girl. Where are you going to go explore? The Fiji Ocean at this point? Like, come on, like, decide what you want to do. But at the same time, Ace did explore with fucking everyone until he decided on Shelly. So, like, I do understand that, like, maybe they didn't set boundaries and maybe they did say whatever. Maybe Ace took it too far. Maybe Huda took it too far. I just feel like everybody's wrong and everybody's right at the same time. However, I do understand people calling out Huda for the hypocrisy when it came to Jeremiah, because she was like literally like fucking calling people bitches and flicking them off. I do understand that, but I feel like she has tried to take accountability. And I do think that Shelly sitting down with the girls and having the conversation is fair. You're talking to your girls, but give her a conversation too.
Exactly. To just let her know, like, hey, like, I hear you, like, thank you for your apology, but quite frankly, I don't fuck with you anymore. And that's fine too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was, so because yesterday's episode, okay, in yesterday's episode, they put like anonymous or letters into a mailbox. Yeah. And then they all read them, which, y'all are strong. I would be crying. Okay. Yeah. And Shelly decided to have a conversation with Huda through the note card versus face to face, which in my opinion, I'm like, if you're trying to be petty, then sure. But like, the whole point is to get past this, or is it not? Is it to call her out? Because if it's to call her out, then sure. But like, if you want to get past this and like sit down, and I feel like Huda, which is rare for her, okay, and I also am not I wanted Huda gone week 2, okay?
That's the thing that people are saying too, though. It's like, you're dealing with Huda after the audience tried to get rid of her not once, but fucking twice.
Yeah. So I think that if Shelly really wanted to move past this and be good, I think that she should have talked to her personally. If it was to call her out and like not be friends, then you got an audience.
Yeah.
Because I think that was harsh.
Yeah. So let's talk about last night's episode.
Oh my God.
They're reading these cards, and I don't know what Love Island was thinking about doing with these cards, because I knew there was going to be tears. They start off with Austin. They say in the cards, they tell Austin like, how did you make it this far? And quite frankly, Austin, same. I don't know how the fuck you've made it this far. If this man makes it till the end, I don't even know.
At this point, anyone's fair game.
Yeah. Then, you know, he's like, I don't know how I've made it to this point, whatever. She's like, so irrelevant. Then it's Amaya's turn. And this is where I lost my fucking shit. Mm-hmm. Ace and Austin obviously ask her shit, right? And it's basically like,
no, it was Austin asked her the question. He was like, or he's made a comment, and it was not very nice, about how she's too intense and too this and too that. And Amaya's, you know, like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Yeah. If I'm not your cup of tea, then don't drink it. And then, of course, Ace's dumbass decides to chime in and also dogpile on Amaya. Okay, you're giving us your thoughts and opinions. Sure. And
I expected it from Austin and Ace, but Zach?
Yeah.
How fucking dare you? She just had a private conversation with you where you could have brought this up and you decided to fucking do it in front of an audience instead. Like, fuck you.
Yeah. And on top of that, let's say hypothetically the conversation between the conversation between Amaya and Zach was cut out and he did tell her. Didn't you just tell Alondra last episode that you like to address situations in private, not in front of people? Yet you're sitting here adding your little fucking 2 cents to the conversation, dogpiling on her while she's crying. Like, what is your fucking goal?
And you know what? All the girls, every single one of those bitches, no one stood up for Amaya. No one said anything. Y'all just let those guys fucking go in on her. I'm so disappointed on the girls. Like, every single one. You know what, Brian? You're the only one that gets props from me, because he said, you know, we're Hispanic. In Hispanic households, we say, babe, mi vida, mi amor. And, you know, you want her to meet you halfway, but you also have to meet her halfway.
Yeah, and that's fair.
I need Brian and Amaya to explore.
Yeah, literally.
At this point, I'm taking Amaya's gonna win. I will fucking rig the voting. Like,
yeah, I will buy 30 phones tomorrow. No, 100%. I think that, you know, like I said, maybe they cut it out, but the girls were looking very tight-lipped.
Very tight-lipped.
The cameras went around to them. And then, you know, Amaya goes off. She cries. I will give Sierra props for going after her and Huda for, you know, calming her down. What was the goal of this game was so I don't like it.
Yeah,
it was so
I didn't like it either. And are we still getting movie night?
I don't know. But then we have Sierra,
and they call her out on her being loud in sex or whatever.
Honestly, I know people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's like, they're like, it's Love Island. But like, I would be so fucking annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are you fucking next to me, you weird bitch?
Soul Ties.
Literally. Anyway, so then another question from Pepe was, why did you guys send Hannah home? Like, what is the real reason?
Did you see, though, like, I had not peeped this, but Pepe asked Sierra, Alandra, and Shelly. He didn't include Huda in that question. And it's the reason why they sent Hannah home. And Sierra, oh my God, I swear, I'm sorry. Before anyone comes for me, I used to be a Sierra stan. Mm-hmm. Sierra was my favorite. And this bullshit ass fucking excuse of an answer really fucking pissed me off. Because she goes, well, you and Hannah had tunnel vision for each other pretty much. Is that not what you've had with Nick this entire time?
Yeah, literally. Maybe not him with you, but you with him. Yeah,
so
no, seriously. It was the most BS ass answer. I was like, Sierra.
And she tried to do it so like diplomatically, like just like
Sierra always has that HR response on lock.
Yeah,
literally on deck lock.
And you know every time I'm annoyed. Just fucking be honest. And even Pepe was like, y'all are fucking bullshitting.
I wish she would have just been like, look, we had to pick someone and it was unfortunately her because we didn't like her as much as the rest. Like, it would have been more real if you were just honest with the man, because like he's obviously still racking his brain on why the fuck y'all did that to him. And then he gets up there, right? It's his turn. And honestly, I think that Pepe wrote his own note. I really did. And it was like, ever since Hannah left, you haven't seemed as are you playing it safe in the villa with Grayson, because it doesn't seem like you like her that much. And he was like, you know, devastated about Hannah leaving, but he didn't really like say that he likes Grayson. So it was,
and he had said in the episode earlier like that he just didn't feel a spark with Grayson, and Graceland or Grayson,
I think it's Grayson,
okay, and that, you know, he just didn't feel that spark, and like he misses Hannah.
I think that Pepe is going to self-eliminate in the next 2 or 3 episodes and go home and find Hannah.
I need that to happen so badly. I want it to happen so badly. Like, you don't understand. Yeah. I love Hannah.
I think that they were more genuine than we got to see. And
yes.
Everyone is out there slut-shaming her from going from Charlie to Pepe, but like, what else was she supposed to do with Love
Also,
Island?
unpopular opinion, probably very unpopular opinion, Huda and Jeremiah's connection was probably a lot better than any of these bullshit-ass connections that we have now.
Yeah. They feel like a distant dream. Like, when
I know,
did that
who's
even
Jeremiah?
Literally, he's so last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I truly think that the girls saw Hannah as a threat because they saw the connection that she had with Pepe, and they were like, we gotta get rid of her.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't fuck with her that hard.
Yeah.
And we're like, I wouldn't want Iris and Amaya to go home either, but like, unfortunately, it's like Love Island. You know what I mean? So I felt bad for Pepe. But he's gonna leave soon.
Yeah.
I did vote for him, so I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have done that.
Why?
Because then we're gonna keep him there.
Against his own will, you think?
I genuinely believe that Pepe hates his fucking life every time he's on there.
You think so?
Someone said, Pepe, it's not jail. You can go home. I'm sure he's like frustrated. Like, he doesn't probably like Grayson that much. Not because she's not a dope bitch, but like he's probably like, I miss Hannah.
Yeah.
Because they really were like building a really strong connection.
Yeah.
And he said that she brought out a side of him that he hasn't seen in so long. And Pepe's like, just like such a lovely man. I love him. You know, I really hope that he doesn't, you know, like go off with some random. I want him to go with Hannah.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to root for them harder than I do now.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, but then we had Ace. Ace went up there. And Ace. Austin was like, you are, you know, the posse leader. With Jeremiah was damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then, you know, Ace up there standing saying, I'm 5'10" and you're 6'5". And I just feel like, what was that for? Like, what was that? Why did you need to reaffirm that you're 5'10", sweetie? Like, we all know you're not 5'10".
Yeah.
You know? It was such a random comment. And he essentially was like, Andreina, did he love bomb you essentially? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, Andreina, why are you following the fucking crowd? Like, you're such a follower.
Which is so crazy because like she was also pulling Jeremiah for chats.
Yeah.
So like
apparently Jeremiah unfollowed Andreina.
Damn.
He is not flying to go see her. As of like 3 days ago, he was ready to go see her. And now he's like, fuck that bitch.
Damn. Yeah. Ace really, you know, Austin asked a good question, which is really crazy because, you know, it's Austin. But like when A started coming at him, he was like, I'm like, you need better responses, bitch. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he like calls him out and it's like, oh, like you don't say shit to my fucking face. Like you don't even say shit to like Amaya's face. Like you're over here like telling us all these things about Amaya, but you can't even say shit to her. And then he goes off on Amaya and Amaya's like, your fucking neck vein is popping out. And like when he was like, do you understand? I don't know what the fuck he said.
He said
I wanted to knock him down.
Yeah. He's like, do you not understand what's going on or something like that? I'm like, Austin, ew. Anyway.
It's giving MAGA.
Same thought. But then, you know, we get, who are we left? Who's left? Shelly?
Yeah.
Shelly.
No, but they also, don't they ask Ace about Shelly?
No, they asked Shelly about
Ace.
So
it's Shelly's turn.
Yes. She goes up there and Ace asks her about their connection.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what he fucking asked her.
Yeah.
It was so like, okay, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
But then someone anonymously wrote like about why it's okay for, you know, her to be called out on challenges and like blah, blah, blah. Obviously it was Huda talking about the whole challenge situation. Yeah. And, you know, Shelly explained that it was a hypocrisy thing. Like her, you know, not being able to, she respected her boundaries when Jeremiah was here. And, you know, Huda apologized and that was that. But then, what was their last question?
Someone asked why she is not exploring with Chris that much.
And apparently he's like all lip service and he's not like actually like trying to.
Yeah, and Brian asked that question.
But my question is, didn't Shelly just say to Sierra, I'm avoiding talking to Huda, Ace, and Chris?
Yes.
So it's like, I'm confused.
I know, it's all very confusing, to be honest.
Yeah. And then we get Huda up there and she has a fucking pile, okay? Yeah. And people are coming for her. And I get it, you know, she is much. I was not a Huda fan, anything. I'm not a fan now. I'm just like less annoyed at her. And she goes up there and what was her first question? Damn, I fucking blanked out.
I know. It was like, I don't even remember her first question. Like, Nick said something like, oh,
it should have been Hannah.
It should have been you instead of Hannah, which was wild after he just had a conversation with her. Nick is a fake ass bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what? Shelly wrote her something.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Like, I just remember being mad the entire time. Like, I
cannot remember the questions to save my life. I feel fucking old. I need to write these down next time.
Yeah. So basically, like, they're holding, like, Huda accountable.
Yeah.
In a sense for, like, bringing Chris back and bringing him back for Shelly.
Yeah. And then Alandria outs that Huda and Chris kissed. And I was like, what was the point of that? Like, okay. But, like, what? Okay, my thing is, like, in the last episode before Casa ended, we saw on our screens Shelly having a conversation with Huda where Huda was like, he's my only option. Like, I really don't have any other options. Is it cool? And Shelly's like, yeah, I love that for you. Okay, what the fuck happened then?
Yeah.
Either the producers are doing a massive disservice by not showing us the actual conversations, or Huda did like tell her like, hey, like you can explore him too, but like I want to explore as well. Yeah. Why the fuck does it matter?
I quite frankly like don't understand why Alandria even brought up the fact that Huda and Chris kissed at the speakeasy, because they're literally in a couple. And the way that Alandria was like, do you want to tell the class?
I know, that was wild.
Alandria, do you want to tell the class how you and Nick made out and the intensity of your makeout and the intensity of y'all's conversations? Because I feel like Sierra knows very, very basic information of what went down between the two of y'all. And when she finds out, I don't know if she's going to like it.
Yeah, why would she?
Yeah.
He was practically fucking swallowing her face.
Yeah.
And weird. Anyway, but you know, Huda's over it, and then Chris goes up there, and then there's questions for Chris, and I guess like it's like, why were you not exploring Shelly, or like, are your intentions with Huda pure? And he's like, yes, next question. You know,
and then Sierra's like,
my thing with Sierra is like, she asked him if his intentions were pure with Huda. He says yes. He's like, everybody, I have told everybody. Everybody's like, yes, you know, he's told us. And then Sierra's like, well, you don't say that enough because we didn't hear it. Sierra, I'm sorry, who made you the fucking queen of the villa? Like, I'm sorry,
so annoyed. I'm so annoyed with it. I'm so annoyed with Sierra.
Like just because you're closed off,
like from an hour ago,
by default.
Like she's over here. Sierra's over here asking Chris, like, oh, like, do you really like Huda? Bitch, you should be asking your man if he really likes you, because from what we saw, there was more chemistry between him and Alandra than there's ever been between you and him. So
yeah, no, that was wild. I'm like, damn, like, and Chris is like, yeah, no, I like her, and he's like, if I wanted to be in the villa just to be in the villa, like, I wouldn't do that. Like, I could be fucking playing basketball overseas. So, like, it was just a weird question. Yeah. And it was all, like, very intense.
Yeah.
And
It was a very intense episode.
Yeah, and then Alandria gets up there.
Oh,
and
shit, I forgot about Alandria.
And Clark is like, hey, you know, I don't even think there was a question in this, but she's like, you know, you said that I was a test and like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not a test, whatever. Alandria says, congrats. And then Clark explains, like, there's an actual connection here. And, you know, that was the only question for Alandria. I was expecting another one from Taylor, but there wasn't. And then lastly, we get to see Taylor. And Taylor has a stack. And, you know, make up your mind. Like, you know, why did you practically string someone along? Alandria calls him a bitch of sorts with a smiley face. And Alandria's upset. Yeah. She has kept it together the entire time. Granted, he has strung her along. That's a fair feeling. But at the same time, I feel like he already told you he chose Clark.
He already picked Clark. Like, this is the thing. He picked Clark without even knowing that one boy and one girl was going to stay that night. They thought those people were going to go home.
Yeah.
Right? So he already made his choice. I don't know why she continued to pursue him. Even though I know that he said that he wanted to continue to pursue that connection, she should have never trusted him. He was not to be trusted. He wanted you to go home.
Literally. Because at that moment when it's Clark and Taylor and Alandria standing up there, in his mind, one of y'all is going home. You guys are the last three people standing.
Yeah.
So when he chose Clark, he was like, this is the path I'm going to take. And unfortunately, you're probably going to go home.
Yeah.
So, like, that should have been enough for you to know that he did not want to explore with you enough to keep you. And I'm not faulting her for wanting a connection to move forward with him because she liked him a lot. But, like, get it together. Yeah. This man is not a good man for you.
Yeah.
Like, you deserve more.
And so he's like, well, since everyone's asking me to make up my mind,
I pick Clark.
And Clark's like,
damn, dude, that was crazy. That was crazy.
I just know that hurt Alandria's heart.
Absolutely. But I just feel like there has to have been more. Like, I refuse to believe that Alandria is that what looks to us delusional. Like, I just refuse to believe it. Like, I feel like she's such a smart woman.
Right, because throughout the episodes, throughout the season, he's given her breadcrumbs.
Literally.
Breadcrumbs. But we don't know if that's just production. Mm-hmm. Because for a lot of the beginning of the season, a lot of it was Huda and Jeremiah. So, like, maybe we didn't see a lot of Taylor and Alandria.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that if she has a conversation with him after this, I'm literally going to go to the villa and slap her. Because, girl, he literally told you he does not want you. He picks Clark.
He said, I'm not here moving for you.
Yeah.
I gotta move for me, and that's always a damn problem for you. The way he stood up there and he was not fucking around.
The way that she should have moved for herself and instead for Taylor. Because I feel like a lot of the moves that Alandria made were for Taylor and not for her.
Yeah, and I think that she expected that kind of loyalty in return, and he was like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And although I can understand that she probably felt like they were really strong,
yeah,
he was probably like, no, I'm gonna stay until I find my girl.
Yeah. And, you know, there's been a lot of talks on social media after this episode of Love Island and the last episode as well. You know, Shelly, Alandria, and Sierra were everyone's top 3. Like, a lot of people loved them. They thought they were the new PPG. And a lot of people are now changing their minds. And I'm not going to lie. You know, they were my top 3.
Same.
I loved Sierra. I loved Alandria. Alandria was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't really appreciate her calling out Huda, like, exposing her kiss with Chris in this past episode, because I was just like, I don't understand what's so wrong about her kissing her couple. She brings up sisterhood and saying that Huda is, like, bringing up sisterhood and all these things, but Alandria, like, if Sierra knew the intensity of you and Nick's conversation and kiss, the sisterhood would also be questioning, okay? You also made out with Ace. I don't think Shelly knows that, or at least we haven't seen a conversation about, you know, you telling her that you made out with Ace. And I just feel like the girls are being hypocrites towards Huda. I think that they're trying to hold her accountable without holding each other accountable. Like, Sierra, like, who are you in this? Like, who made you queen bee? Like, it's really annoying. Like, Sierra really disappointed me. Like, Shelly, I think that she's allowed to be mad at Huda. Like, some people would have not reacted the way that Shelly did. I will say this, like, to me, it was a heart rate challenge and that was the goal, right? And a lot of people are seeing it this way. But if she is feeling this way, then it's valid. But I also think it's valid that if you're gonna be mad at Huda, you also need to be mad at Ace.
Yeah. I think that with Alandria and Shelly, I feel like there's a lot of grace to be given in these situations. Like, I think that we should give them another chance, but Sierra completely fucking lost me.
Yeah.
Sierra lost me in the point of no return. I don't know what about her comment really annoyed me, but it was like, damn, I fucking loved, like, Sierra was, I voted her as my favorite. I was rooting for her. When Nick Alandria was going down, I was so sad for her. I was like, oh no. But it was the way that she felt like she was owed a conversation, an explanation from Chris that just rubbed me the wrongest of ways.
Like, who are you in this situation?
Yeah.
Like, I understand Shelly owes, like, Shelly a conversation, but who are you in this? Like, who made you the president of fucking Love Island?
It was just weird. And then, you know, there's things coming out about Sierra where, you know, people say that she had a Love Island birthday, all her friends went on Love Island. So it's like, is this strategy for Sierra too? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't born fucking yesterday. I know these people went on TV to get fame too, but it's just like, it's giving, I don't know, Sierra lost me, and I'm gonna move forward with wanting more for Shelly and Alandria, but like, I'm not expecting anything from Sierra.
You know, I don't care for Sierra at all. Like, she lost me. She fucking lost me. Shelly, I think, once again, I think she is valid to, if this hurt her, then that's valid. I definitely think that she should have had a conversation with Huda, and if she's going to be mad at Ace, then, or if she's gonna be mad at Huda, she also needs to be mad at Ace. Alandria, I feel like, you know, my girl, she, like, I still have a lot of love for her. I don't think that she should have called out Huda that way, because I feel like you've also done things that, at least from what we've seen, you haven't shared with the class. But I'm hoping that something good comes from the fact that now Taylor has said, hey, I picked Clark, and it's time for her, like, move on, because I feel like she's been holding on to the little breadcrumbs that he gave her, and it's quite frankly been unfair. And it's also on Taylor, though, because he did keep saying that he wanted to explore her and didn't really try to explore her, and I feel like that's when Alandria should have moved on. But, you know, it's probably hard because they did spend a lot of weeks together, which I'm sure in this social experiment feels like a lot longer.
Yeah, and I think it's also hard because you have to see each other. Yeah. Like, getting away from someone is the way to get over them, but like, you can't. Like, they're literally right there. Yeah. But yeah, you guys, that is our recap of Love Island, and I'm so happy that you're here listening to the 52nd episode of the Morning Chisme podcast. Like always, go to TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, Morning Chisme podcast, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.